Even though this is very trash content, but who cares? We live on this earth, we live to exist, and we can be happy. Right? Right. Here we are. Hello. Hello again. Welcome back to a video where I am being unoriginal. Why am I shocked? I really need to get used to this with myself. So today I will be tier ranking. Yes, I am joining the whatever you call this booktube hype trope thing. It's so hard when you're trying to film. Anyway, yes, I'll be tier ranking my all-time favorite books. And I wanted to do this because who is that lazy person in regards to making content? Yeah, that's right. We have here 4 levels, I think. I don't know if you call them levels. The first one is life-changing, which is self-explanatory. These books were life-changing for me, personally. Queen, which is like... Then they weren't like life-changing, but they were like absolute great books. They were just excellent for me. I enjoyed them, loved them, very memorable. Well, all of these are memorable and love them, but this is just, so hard to explain. Cryable nostalgia. This are like books that made me cry or made me feel things, made me realize that I'm not that heartless after all. Fave is fave. This one is just, I guess, it just became a favorite just like that. It doesn't have to be a certain reason, it's just a gut feeling most likely that this is a fave. And I'm trash, which is probably like books that people wouldn't understand why this is a favorite, but it just is a favorite. It's just because of my personal taste, which is trash, so I'm trash. Oh yeah, before I get right into it, I want to make a quick booktube shout out to Bookish Maui. I don't know how to pronounce names anymore. I'm having drastic problems. Please correct me if I'm wrong, okay? Please. She has been very supportive with my channel this past week, and she's so kind, and it's so encouraging, and I love her videos. Actually, they are very calm and cozy and quite simple, but simple and has a kind of complexity on its own. She's having also her first experience with reading Harry Potter, and that's so fun to watch because I have never read Harry Potter. And look at me, I'm wearing a Ravenclaw shirt, but okay, let's ignore that because... So, check out her channel. I'll leave a link to it in the description below. So now let's get to the tier ranking. Okay. So the first one we have here is Red Queen. Oh my goodness, yeah, Red Queen. Oh, I don't know. You see, Red Queen had a lot of hype, I think, back in 2015, and I read it around 2019? Very late, okay? Yes, I know. But this is actually one of the very first fantasies that I've ever read. I have not finished the series. I'm just by the 3rd book, but please give me patience, but I still love this book quite a lot. It's my first fantasy that I've ever read, and that I fully understood what the heck was happening in front of my eyes, and that is very important and very nostalgic in my opinion. It shocked me also, the plot twist that happened in the book. And the world is just fascinated me so much. That's why it's a fave. So I don't know if I should put it somewhere. I think I am going to put it in Queen. Yeah, I'm putting it in Queen. This is like, it deserves to be on that spot. So the next book is Am I Normal Yet by Holly Bourne. Holly Bourne is one of my favorite authors of all time, and 3 of her books are on this list already, so it says for itself. This is one of the first books I read from her, and this one really touched my heart. This is like one of those books that gave me into my love for contemporary because it reflected emotions that I have dealt with in the past. But the thing is, regarding this story, I read it so long ago, I think around 2017, that I actually forgot a few things that took place. But despite that, I still feel this connection between myself and this book, so I think I would put it on Cryable Nostalgia. I really have to reread it though. Maybe if I reread it, it will go back on life-changing. So for now, for what I feel right now, it is Cryable Nostalgia. Okay, and here we have The Red Pyramids, one of the first books in the Kane Chronicles by Rick Riordan. This is my first Rick Riordan book, and I loved it so much I couldn't stop reading it. This is like Egyptian mythology, which I am obsessed with because I used to be a person who loved archaeology, stuff like that, so reading this book just gave me so much feel, so much nostalgia, so much happiness, so much interest, so much great times. So I have no idea where to put this. I think I'll just put it in Fave's fave because it's a fave. It's a fave. I don't know. I think I want to put it in Queen. You know what? I'll just keep it there for a while. If I change my mind, I'll just change my mind. The next one is Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. I believe this is like the second John Green that I've read. The first one was A Fault in Our Stars, which I liked, but it didn't crept into like a favorite of mine. This one though, I buddy read this with one of my best friends, and that was such a great, memorable experience that I love to do again. The memories with that book and the book itself, I loved it so much. In regards to the ending of this book and the overall the plot of the book in general, I didn't really love because it felt like it was not going anywhere in the first place, which is still in me, but it's just the memory of the book. It just changes everything. So I think I'll put this in Fave is Fave. The next book I read is The Third Target by Joel C. Rosenberg. Okay, so this book was recommended to me by one of my friends as well, and she also literally gave me a copy of this book, which I was so happy, and so I felt so many emotions that day. This is one of the first, I think, suspense action books that I've read, one of the first adult versions, and I was very astounded by what everything took place. And I think this is also the book that will kind of open my mind to just reach out to genres that I'm not used to. But, well, here I am. It's on my favorites list anyway, so... Ooh, you know what? I'm just gonna put it on Queen. And I just realized that I'm not putting anything in life-changing, which is so... Oh my goodness. I think I'm just saving that for specific books, but I'm not gonna tell you that. Oh, I just did. Oh my goodness. So here we have The Place of Quiet in Public by Holyborn again. I also buddy read this with the same best friend with Turtles All the Way Down. Another great experience. We literally had so much things to say about this book because there were so many runs, so many hard-hitting things that the author just thrown at our faces. So we had quite a conversation about that. But because this one is about romance most of all, but finding your partner and dealing with it and finding your worth in between that, I was not much engaged with that topic. I don't know, I'm just so sorry. But I think it deserves Queen because it is such a great book. It delivers such a great message. It really does pinches your heart. So I'm gonna put it in Queen. Put it in Queen. Stay there on Queen. It's Queen, Queen, Queen. Next we have is the Vinci Code young adult version by Dan Brown. I read the young adult version because I was like at the time that I was still hesitating in regards to grabbing adult books, because there was like this time when I was thinking that when I grow up, will young adult books still be enjoyable for me? And I was panicking because I didn't know much about adult books and I thought they were all trash and just boring. And well, I realized that, oh my goodness, you're really missing out, girl. This was also one of those first books that I actually branched out to the genres that I would normally pick up, which was back then contemporary and fantasy. So if I would put this somewhere, I would put this in Queen. This book was just great, so many twists. It kept me on my toes. This is still also one of those books that made me become such a bookworm and stuff. So I adore this book so much. Now, The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. Well, everybody knows that I have given this such a great impact on myself. I showed that literally, I showed my pain in that video, the book review that I've given. So, yeah, I don't have to doubt that. Life changing it was. Oh my goodness. Oh my fucking goodness. Yeah, that was the right thing to do. The next book is The Lightning Thief by Percy Jackson. Very good. Percy Jackson, the first book in the Percy Jackson series, which is The Lightning Thief. One of really great book. I loved it so much. I couldn't put it down. Literally, that's one of those books that I could not put down, which is just a great experience. I think I'm going to put this in Fave's fave as well, because I don't really have a reason why I like it or love it. And here we are again with another Holyborn book, Are We All Lemmings and Snowflakes, which I love this book so much. The main character in this book was so relatable. This is like one of those books that I felt like I wasn't alone in regards to being this weirdo in my head. So basically this story is like about a girl who is put in a reset camp. It's called Reset, I guess, in order to fix people who have mental disorders like OCD and others, depression and others. And she thinks through that, is she really supposed to be fixed? You know? Things like that. And I really love that book so much, and that's why I'm putting it in Life Changing. Yes. This book also kind of made me realize that kindness is so important and so thought-provoking, that you should be kind to anybody if you get the chance, because it can really impact somebody's day, in somebody's life, somebody's realizations on their life. The next book is Kafka on the Shore by Haruki Murakami. This is the first Haruki Murakami book that I've read, and this is actually the book that gave me into the determination in regards to reading all his books, because I'm going to read all his books. This book is just so weird. Most of all, in the ending of this book, I just could not comprehend what the F was happening. Okay, this book was like I've never read any book like this. It felt like I was reading a dream, but very well written, with beautiful language, beautiful words, beautiful quotes. It opened me up for Japanese literature, but it wasn't life-changing. That's the thing. So I might put this in Queen. The next book is Every Day by David Leviathan. Oh, yeah, I'll just stay with that. This is a paranormal romance contemporary, I think. When I also read this book, I had no idea what I was reading and how everything was happening. Why did it happen? I don't understand. What kind of genre is this? I loved this book when I read it at the time, around 2017, 2018, I think. I just loved the way it was written, because there were so many quotes in there that I took down in my phone, because I related, I loved it, and I wanted to tweet about it. So that's what I did. I'm going to put it in I'm Trash. Simply as that. And I really advise you not to watch the movie, because the movie is so disappointing. Kind of destroyed some things for me, actually. So the next book is How to Make Friends with the Dark by Kathleen Glasgow. This is the second Kathleen Glasgow book that I've read, And I really loved this book much more than the first one that I've read from her, which was Girl in Pieces. Maybe also because Girl in Pieces was one of the first contemporaries that I also have ever read, and I really didn't understand what the heck was happening. How to Make Friends with the Darkest Hits. It also gave me a realization about people who, for example, you're opening up to them, and then they will tell you to feel this, feel something else, be positive, push through, move on, accept it. What they all have in common is that they always tell you to feel something else from what you're already feeling, because they think that's a way of coping, or that's a way of making yourself feel better, I think. But this book kind of made me realize that sometimes that is not the right thing to say or the right thing to do. Sometimes it's just best to just live in that moment and just get all the feels that you are experiencing, and not just shift yourself to something that you have to, or you have to feel. I'm doing a good job in describing. So yeah, I'm putting this in life changing. So next is The Bad Beginning by Lemony Snicket. Another very weird book that I just live for. And the moment I read this first book, I was determined to just read the whole series. I just love it. It's so weird. I love weird things. Just unpredictable, actually, at some point. And yeah, I think I'm gonna put this in Fave is Fave. How about that? Makes sense. Here we are. Oh my goodness, here we are. Here we are. This is the list that I was trying to avoid because this is so difficult. We have Every Last Word by Tamara Ireland Stone. If you haven't been much on my channel, then you must know that this is really the top of the top of the top of the top period book of my entire life until now. I'm just gonna do it. There it is, right there. On the best spot I can give it. Can people just read this book, please? I don't know, it just means a lot to me if somebody does read this book and tells me and talks about it with me. Because this book actually molded me to the person who I am today. It really, really did. So if just okay. Next book is Radio Silence by Alice Oseman. I love this book also so much because I read this, I think, in 2 days, less than 2 days, just before having a chemistry examination, which I did not review because I was so engaged in this book. And I read this book actually also in a very perfect time of my life, because this book talked about how school isn't like the path for you. You have the position in your life to decide what is best for you, and there are always paths to take. And I really loved that so much because that's the kind of person that I am. I don't like the education system at all. I despise it. So I think I'm going to put this in Life Changing. Yeah. That book made me feel brave, I think, for putting myself out there and standing on both my feet in regards to what I believe in with my passion, and that I should fight for that. Doesn't matter what everybody tells me, you know? Just important. How to Make a Wish by Ashley Herring Blake. I think I read this book less than 2 days also. I loved it so much, and I had so much feels, and it delivered quite an important message in regards to mother and daughter relationship, and in regards to being so very open with your identity. And I just love it. For at the moment, I'll put it in criable nostalgia because it gave me so many feels. And yeah, I'm gonna do that for the moment. Okay, and here we are, Foolish Hearts, which I just read last month, but here it is already on my favorites list because I don't regret anything. I love this book so much. It gave me so many feels. It gave me so many incredible things to think about, and Though this was like one of those books that when I finished it, I just wanted to sit down and think about my life, about my relationships with other people. Just I don't know where to put this again. Fudge. I'll put it in Queen for now. I believe it has to be in Queen. Oh, this is so difficult. Why did I do this video? I don't know, because I was lazy. You were lazy, Elea. You were. My name is also Elea, by the way. You're just lazy, okay? This is why you're suffering now, by your own choices in life. And finally, we have The Death of Mrs. Westaway by Ruth Ware. You might be shocked why this is on my list. Well, this is actually one of the first thrillers that really gave me such a strong impact to myself, not only because the plot and the thriller aspect was very well done, but also because of the main character, how much the writer has made me connected with this person. And I think I'm going to put this in Fave is Fave. I didn't put in Queen because I don't have that feeling in my gut to do that. So this is the list, right? I'm not gonna change anything. Leah, don't change anything. No, I'm not gonna change anything. This is it. Yes. So this is my tier rank list. So I really hope you got to enjoy it. My name is sakinandhershelf/Elea, which you can call me either way. And I'll see you in the next video.